Hello everyone, Richard here. I'm going to show you decisive victory at Kharkov. This one took a lot of effort on my part. I had to keep using the goose method and replay turns because I found that I was out of position for a lot of things, or my units weren't in the right place. I'm hoping Bricata hasn't played this yet, because he could take my layout and probably improve upon it dramatically. But the basic idea on how to handle this map is I'm going to put a couple of artillery pieces up here within a Pioneer, and we're going to flood out with these auxiliary units this way. And they're gonna take all this, and then they're gonna sit in this region before closing in on this hex. And this will actually pull some tanks back that we will try to take care of, which reduces the pressure in this area. Most of my strongest forces are down here with 3 Stugs, and we're gonna kind of wrap up the enemy. This is, I think this is Soren's approach with a different force distribution. I have a lot of firepower in the south. I've brought a lot of heavy hitters for this map because I want to wrap up this area as fast as possible so I can smash what's left here. And then I'm going to send a small force out this way to gradually take this. This is actually a little touch and go because you have to figure out exactly when to move in. Because sometimes this force back here is delayed. And then I'm going to use my fighters to de-entrench a lot. I'm very aggressive after a certain point. When I know the fighters are gone, then I start bombing everything. And I'm going to take damage on my air units because you just have to be as aggressive as possible because you need to mop up as many units as you can because there's so many units on this map. So I'm going to guard this bridge, guard this bridge, guard this bridge. I'm not going to have a ton of artillery around here, but just enough to keep the enemy at bay for the southern group to smash into the south. And then at a certain point, I'm going to deal with the counterattack in this region. And we're going to try to clean it up as fast as possible. So that way we can, on the final few turns, close on the north part of Izium, and then at the last second I'll make a push from the south to smash into Izium from the south. I'm unable to prevent a little spawning, so I think there's like 2 KVs that spawn, but I'm able to prevent more than that from spawning. And I start sacrificing auxiliary units. The other thing I'm merciless about is I'm offering up auxiliary units as bait, and most of them are dead at the end. So without further ado, let it go. I probably put like 14 hours of effort in this, where probably 9 hours of that was the first 3 turns, because it's really difficult to figure out what to do in the first 3 turns. I think this composition you're seeing was my first attempt, and it didn't work for me, and you're going to see a radical shift. I bring 3 tactical bombers, helmet length, and I bring in a level bomber. My air units are going to take some damage, the fighters especially. And I would say the damage was severe to modest, depending on the units. This is a map where you have to be taking your time and aggressive at the same time. I think that Bricata is easily going to improve upon this and get a map wipe with no problem. But I can't remember everything. Like, there's just so much going on, it's difficult for me to remember. Oh my god, look at all these units. So I wipe out everything but 2 units. It's a miracle. Oh, the other key strategy is I put all of my anti-aircraft in the middle and all of my fighters in the middle, and I disband on turn 2 all of my auxiliary units that are in the way, and that pulls all of the planes forward. You need the enemy aircraft to move as far forward as possible. it. I've never seen that before, that's weird. This is a pretty average outcome, I would say. And I'm going to disband most of, except for that infantry. So I bring a level bomber to help accelerate the collapse of that spot. As you can see, I'm overkilling. So my strategy is different from what I expected. I'm not pushing from the north at all. I want to over-concentrate in the south. And now I'm setting up air defenses. If I was clever, Soren is the best I've ever seen at air traps, but I think he remembers things far easier than I do, so he can remember precisely where to put everything. I just can't, so I have to kind of rely on my intuition. And I'm moving forward very aggressively. So this southern group, I want to be engaged as soon as possible. Here comes the enemy. I don't know why the T-34s pulled back. That was really confusing. I mean, I guess that helps me a little bit. Yeah, you really want the enemy to rush forward. My god, there is so much bullshit. Wow. I don't know how I almost wiped everything but 2 units, but I somehow did it. So I'm going to sneak around a bit. I'm not in a hurry in the north at all. I'm running away with that infantry. That infantry has a really important job to do later. Now, because all of my anti-aircraft is in the middle, I can actually take out a lot of planes. And the reason I did it this way is so I could get rid of the bomber. Yep, I'm setting up my defensive line. Notice that I'm putting auxiliary infantry units in the hills because I want those guys to absorb the blows. I even get another... Yeah, this is great. I just gotta damage these fighters somehow. And I got 3 stugs with me in the south to support mobility. can put my mountain troop there. Yep. As you can see, I have a lot of armor. A lot of armor. I'm pretty serious about what I'm doing in the south. That was unfortunate that I thought they were going to go for the Stug, not the tank. Or the, yeah. I could have set that trap better. I have 2 Stugs behind my Stug. Apparently that was enough to deter the T-34 from attacking. As you can see, I've like abandoned large swaths of territory here. I really need these units to get forward. Yeah, and they're going north, which is good. There's so much. This is unbelievable. I don't know how I kill almost all of this. Oh, I know how. I brought 3 tactical bombers, plus helmet length, so that really helps. So I have to take out the fighters. That's a mistake. That's our Moscow fighter. It would have made a lot more sense to put my defense +2 fighter on that. And then Heinrich Barr took 2 damage. That really surprised me. Now I'm showing myself because I want that fighter to attack one of my tanks. And they can't see the artillery. And I crippled that fighter. Now I'm going haywire. It's really, really important that I start wrapping up these tanks. That's my defense +3 tank. And then I had really bad luck. So now I'm retreating because I want them to come into me. Now I'm bringing more support. I set that trap, ambush. That's my defense +3 tank as well. Now, that tank normally gets ambushed, but in this run it didn't. So I don't understand what determines stuff like this. I really wish Soren would play Manstein and then he could explain all of the nuance of when units move forward and when they decide to attack and when they don't decide, because I haven't figured it out. Because I've seen the exact same play happen and the tank goes forward to get ambushed, and then sometimes it doesn't go forward. The tank doesn't, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Now I move to prepare for that incursion. You can snatch that on turn 4, which guards your back door. I'm trying to set up an ambush. My Stugs did reasonably well. However, I've discovered against guards, the Stugs don't do very well. But against conscripts, they're pretty good. So you can see I'm cleaning up the flank so I can do stuff like this. I have so much armor. So see how I'm trying to be as far away from the AA as possible? Because there's too much stuff. I'm hoping that mountain unit comes and hits my tank. Once again, I have to start protecting stuff. I'm offering the Panzer II as bait. I want that KV to go on the river. It actually worked really well. Once again, I don't know why the T-34 didn't get ambushed. If the T-34 up north gets ambushed, you can probably map wipe, if I had to guess. And it always goes there. So, one more artillery piece. So, offering lots of targets. Man, that 88 is kicking ass. Now I have to take care of this T-34. There's an easy way to do that. That's all the deer sitting up there. So now I've blinded them. That mobile air doesn't know where to go. Those Stugs are doing well. I still have my auxiliary units. So I'm trying to kill this mobile anti-air, or this, I'm sorry, the 76 millimeter. Boom. So all these loose units that are away from anti-air, I found that the tactical bombers are really helpful for taking care of. Yep. But that unit can't really oh, I had that. That's right. So yeah, so I've got control of the south. And then I do this. That was weird. Now I need to take care of this. Yeah, these tactical bombers are really helpful for taking out overstrength conscripts. You can really rack up some nice kills. And now I have a lot of control over the space. I have to start closing in because there's this counterattack coming. Nice. I had to protect my bombers. My god, that is so much bullshit. It's actually a good thing that I got one of the T-34s to go up there, because I can kill it. This is so much infantry, holy crap. I did kill all the infantry, somehow. Yep. Every T-34 down is good news. An angel gains its wings. There's so many planes. Oh my god, this was a nightmare. So my goal was to take the fighters out. If I take the fighters out, then my bombers are free. And there we go. So now my bombers are free. There's Wernsberger doing some work. I'm trying to bait that KV onto the river. I think the hardest thing about this map was the KV-1Cs and the endless amounts of infantry. The infantry really blocked movement, so it's just really hard. So I take that, and then I want the enemy infantry. They can't see anything, so that should be an ambush. Or not an ambush, but an attack. My mountain units are starting to kick some serious ass. That +1 close defense. I'm trying to get these infantry out of my face. Once again, offer the tank. I got serious. You can see the northern pincers starting to come in. I have to hide myself. I want that armor to go forward. So on turn 12 is when reinforcements are bought, so you still have time. I definitely want that tank there. Oh, I forgot to mention, I moved my infantry south so I could ambush a tank. So that auxiliary infantry is going to help take out a tank. And then this conscript got a lot of artillery. The reason I wanted the auxiliary there is because that the enemy infantry would definitely attack it without artillery support. Yeah, look at my stugs against conscripts. They're so good. I'm getting so many kills on my stugs from infantry. So I have a lot of control over the north, but it's temporary because there's a major counterattack coming. That was against guards, so the stugs did okay. Oladir's getting in position. I have another KV. My positioning in the south, I don't think is correct. But I was really tired, and I was just trying to finish it. I think that Ricotta will do a lot better with his positioning. I made a mistake by putting the Panzer II there. I should never have done that. I got lucky, though. I'm sending Panzer III to help with the south. So the Air Force is dealt with after 8 turns. And there's only 2 anti-aircraft guns left. Yeah, this was a mistake to put the Panzer II there. Now I have a chance to get rid of that KV. Yep. More bullshit coming. If it wasn't for the KV-1C spam, I would have mapped things. Got him. So, yeah, every tank you kill, it feels like a relief. I made a mistake with my scout. I should have pulled my scout back further. I might have been able to do more with my scout if it wasn't so weak after that mistake. Yeah, those Stugs are beasts. Another T-34 count. Yeah, there's so many T-34s. It's pretty disgusting. I'm trying to bait the mountain unit to go on the river. So the Panzer IVs are extremely vulnerable to artillery, so you gotta be careful. That should be an ambush, yep. And a great ambush. Those Stugs in an ambush are terrific. Yeah, I should have pulled the scout back. Yeah, one of my Stukas took a beating just so I could kill things faster. You have to, I think you have to take risks if you're going to try to get the decisive. Oh, it did work. Good, good, good. They went after my Panzer IV. Thankfully, the rest of the infantry had moved already. So now I have to do something about the anti-air. I couldn't fire artillery because I had to replenish. So now I'm gonna go all kind of crazy on the enemy. Locked. I'm scouting there. And I'm gonna have somebody hit that artillery in the back. So now I have a KV to deal with. So I got a nice ambush. That was nice. Yeah, I sent Rudel, I think, to take that on. I'm trying to suppress these freaking KVs. But I can block it for reinforcing. So many tanks. I gotta keep that suppressed. Another tank. Yep. So that entire armored force just got wiped out. Now I'm just gonna have to take risks. I don't really have a lot of time. Once again, blinding them. Another tank. I don't want my Warnsburger to be attacked by the KP on the river, so I pulled them out. Not exactly great planning by me. As you can see, I'm actually going within AA range because I have to start cleaning this up fast. I need to start attacking. I got a movement hero. That was nice. So once again, they're going after the Panzer IIIL. I basically sacrificed one of my tactical bombers to draw the fire of the anti-aircraft. Look at the Stug in the woods doing really well. I missed that was in vision range. That sucks. I think that's why I missed a map wipe, was because of the 3 damage there. Brutal, come to the rescue. Once again, I'm weakening that Panzer IIIL. I want all of the enemy's fire directed on that. It's taking me a while to clear out the north. I moved there because the tank was out of ammo. so I assumed it was safe. And I really need to kill this infantry. Is to shove that artillery. It didn't work, though. One thing you can do to reduce the KV spawn is to shove the artillery into that hex, and then there's only one KV that will spawn. That should have worked, but my Panzer 3L choked. I probably would have map wiped there as well if that had happened. Gotta take that KV out too. Wow, 12 turn is really long. Draw the artillery fire. Anything that kind of pulls the infantry back is helpful. If I had pushed that artillery there, they wouldn't have bought a KV. I'm setting up my Pioneer to help take that. That was part of the plan. Yeah, so the T-34 choked. Now I'm offering up the other auxiliary Panzer III. Another KV down. And as you can see, I'm just going to go hog wild. Surrendered. I made a mistake. I should have attacked with the Panzer 3L there. Thank God for that. The Panzer 3L was a more desirable target. This was a nice trap. So they spawned 3 more KVs. But once I was committed, I couldn't quit. You have to take out the anti-air. Finally, I finally seized that objective. I felt like the distribution of forces was approximately correct in the south. Now I have to weaken that KV. The other Panzer 3L, but there was only 2 KVs left at that point, and they went after the Panzer 3L. I don't know why that tank went after... So that KV's dead. There's only 4 KVs. So the reason I sacrificed the Panzer 3L was my Ola Deer was on an open hex, but I knew that a Panzer 3L on the river was more tempting. Another surrender, so all the infantry. It took me 15 turns to wipe out the infantry. I had to de-entrench the rocket. I tried to force a surrender on another KV. But due to the fact that Wernsberger was weaker than expected, that didn't work. I got the surrender on that one, though. If I had been able to shove that, if I'd been able to shove this KV up, this stud could have finished it off, or this T-34. And if Wernsberger was stronger, this would have been a surrender. And then I easily would have been able to get that airfield. Wow, you can see the damage is pretty intense. 4 on the Stug. My tanks took a beating for sure. And of the auxiliary units, there's this Panzer 3L left. I also got my T-34 in action. I think almost all the auxiliary units are dead. Yep, there it is. So I'm curious to see what Brigada thinks of this. I came very close to a map wipe. A little more luck here. A little more luck here. I could have done it. So anyway, until next time, Richard out.